And welcome to my Four Boys and an L Girl podcast. My name is Patty. I'm coming to you from the most easterly province in Canada, that of Newfoundland and Labrador. I live on the island of Newfoundland in a small town just outside St. John's, which is the capital of Newfoundland and Labrador. And the ice just moved in today, so we've got a lot of slob ice coming in, causing a lot of fog and some interesting weather. I'll post a little picture of our interesting weather here. There we go. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen in the next 24 hours, but we're due for some interesting weather, and there's some hairballs. I'm being visited by Toby the dog. He's not too sure about me taping this podcast. Toby belongs to my brother and sister-in-law, and they're away on holidays right now, so we've got Toby for about 3 weeks. And he is a rescue dog. He's a lovely little guy, but he is very, very, very timid. He is scared of everything. He's scared of paper moving. He is scared of our cats. He is scared of other dogs. He's scared of cars. He's scared of the wind. He's scared of practically everything. So he's not sure about me sitting here and talking to the camera. He got quite upset when I put the tripod out. And so we'll see. If you hear any whining in the background, that's Toby. He, like I said, he's not very pleased with me right now. So that's hopefully I can get through the podcast taping fine, and he'll put up with it. So it's great to see you all again. I hope you get enough time to sit down for a minute and take a break and maybe have a cup of tea or coffee and do some knitting while we chat. It's been a little over a week, maybe a week and a half since I taped. I had intended on taping a little bit earlier, but life gets in the way with me sometimes. Of course, it's always busy here. I have 3 little boys, ages 9, 7, and 5. And my time is only my own for about 5 hours during the day, when I do a mix of crafty time and a mix of cleaning, doing laundry. You know, I call it house slave time. I feel like one of the little house elves from Harry Potter. That's me. I'm the house elf. And I think if I was a house elf in Harry Potter's world, I would probably be fired by now. But my husband is fairly patient. So that is the state of things around here. If you can't tell, I'm starting to come down with another cold, which is unfortunate. This one appears to be coming straight in the nose, so I've had a runny nose now for a little while. You might be able to tell by the redness around my nose. I've been blowing quite a bit, so I may have to take several breaks during this podcast taping to take care of that, so I apologize for that in advance. I have a few things to talk to you today about, and the first thing are a finished object, and I'm so happy to have this project finished. I finished it about a week ago. I've been wearing it regularly ever since. I'm absolutely thrilled with it. And it is my Close to You shawl, so I want you to have a look. It's a really nice size. So here it is, tip to tip. And there's the end. And I used up every single bit of the beautiful skein of Strand Designs yarn that my friend I see in Ireland had gifted to me. I left this much of a tail at the beginning and this much of a tail at the end, and I had really stretched that yarn to the limit and realized as I was almost 2/3 of the way through the cast off, which is the picot cast off, that I didn't have enough yarn. So rather than take out the picot, which I could have done, but I really wanted to use pretty much every last inch of this yarn. And I don't know if you noticed it when I first showed it to you, but along this side, so here's the regular side with the regular picot, and then I decided to add just a little bit of white along the edge. And I don't honestly think anybody's going to notice. So here it is. It is gorgeous, and I think I remember telling you that this was going to look really good with a jean jacket. So I put my jean jacket on for you, and just show it off. There we go, and I still have my progress marker in here to show you how much I knitted since the last podcast. Knitted. knitted. Is that a word? Making up my own words here this afternoon. All right, I'm back. The camera, I ran out of memory on my memory card on my camera. Sorry about that. You're not going to notice because I'm going to edit this and you'll never know that I was gone. And I took a parcel at the front door from a UPS guy as well in between the last second and now. I'm not entirely sure where the camera cut off, so I know that I had put on my Close to You shawl and shawlette, and I told you I was thrilled with it, and I still have the Progress Keeper left on. I need to take that off and put it somewhere safe. This is one from Barbara. Hi Barbara, at Knitting I Love. I love my little Progress Keeper. I'm just going to take this off because it, through the jigs and reels, has gotten quite warm. But let me see if I can show you. So if you can see the little progress marker there, it's a little teddy bear. I think it's a teddy bear. Yep, little teddy bear. Barbara actually was generous and gave me 3. So I knit that whole bottom section to finish up there. That bottom section though extends all the way out to here. So it was quite the bottom section. But that's how much I knit since the last podcast. So I'm just going to put this to one side. I think I had meant to mention that I love the yarn and the colorway so much that I need to get more yarn from Strand Designs. It's great that C had sent me that yarn because I get to explore another indie dyer. And I'm not sure if the yarn had been specifically made for C's Knitscape knitting retreats or not. If it wasn't, then I'm hoping I can get some more of that exact same colorway because I would like to knit another Close to You shawl for a friend of mine. So that's kind of in the future plans when I have more time. So that's my finished object for the day that I'm really happy about. Since then, you'll notice I'm not showing you my next project. I have a work in progress. I have a couple. One I'm going to show you, one I'm not. The first that I'm not going to show you is my snow melt shawl. This was part of the Snow Melt Mystery Knit Along, and I missed the deadline for finishing it. I am certainly not a fast knitter, and that particular shawl is, the section I'm on right now is lace. Apparently it's a older style of Shetland lace, and it's absolutely beautiful, but I keep messing up on it. And I had posted on Instagram this week that I had it fixed, and off I went, and I made another mistake. And with that mistake, I dropped 3 or 4 stitches down that have crawled now, made their way down into the second lace repeat. So I have to take back 4 or 5 rows, and we're well over, I think we're close to 300 stitches now on that shawl. So I put the shawl in a timeout because I was mad yesterday. So I wasn't in a very good knitting place yesterday, and I just decided I'm not going to knit on this anymore, and I will get back to it, but I was really frustrated yesterday when I put it away. The boys always laugh if they watch my podcasts and hear that I put my knitting in a timeout because it was naughty, because every now and then they get put in a timeout because they're naughty, and they think it's hysterical that Mommy puts her knitting in a timeout. Well, that shawl, beautiful though it is, it's in a timeout, and I'm not quite sure when it's going to come out again. We'll see. Perhaps I'll get back to it this week, and maybe I won't. I might need a little bit of further time. So the other work in progress I wanted to show you is one of my new patterns for cross-stitch kits. I design Newfoundland Labrador inspired cross-stitch kits. I only have 2 out right now. They are at a local store at Fiber Lily, and I'll put their information on the screen so you can pick them up there. I am in the process of setting up my Etsy shop. Etsy suggests that you hold about 10 products in your shop before you open your shop. Right now I have 4. I have 2 kits plus the 2 patterns for those kits, in case people are interested in buying just the patterns versus the kit as well, which is another great option. So I'm hoping with the completion of this particular pattern that I may open the shop with just 6 items, so that would be 3 kits and 3 patterns. I may aim for more or not, we'll see. I'd hope to have my Etsy shop open actually at the end of February, beginning of March, but because everybody has been so sick, and we're over that now, although like I said, I'm starting to get a cold again, but really we're pretty much over the illness. There's some nagging, my oldest has a nagging cough still, but I'd say by and large we're all healthy at this point. So anyway, without further ado, I'm not sure how this is going to show up on the camera, so I'll take a picture if it's not showing up that well. It's not yet outlined, so the shapes are kind of watercolorish and faded. And it's called Harbor Town. Right now I have icebergs, some waves, and 3 dories started. So let me show you that. Hopefully the camera will pick up on that. It's going to be a tiny little sampler, about 6 by 4 inches. Oh, there goes my phone, got an email. There's going to be houses at the top and lighthouses at the bottom with a hit or miss pattern. A hit or miss pattern is if you're doing quilting or rug hooking, it's also called picket fence, I think. It's a series of stripes that go this way and then horizontal and vertical and horizontal. So when it's finished, I'll show you that. And hopefully you'll enjoy that, because I really enjoy designing them. I never thought I would be a cross-stitch designer or kind of be selling them, but that's what I've started doing. So hopefully we'll see if there's any interest in that or not. And it doesn't really matter, because I really enjoy designing them and stitching them up. So they're meant to be kind of quick, like my podcast, kind of quick little projects that don't take very long, but yet when you're finished you feel a great sense of satisfaction because you finished something and it looks great. So that's kind of the concept behind those, along with the inspiration from Newfoundland and Labrador landscape and architecture. Now, what do I have next to talk to you about? I'm looking at my notes. How could I forget? So hi, Barbara again at Knitting I Love. The lovely Barbara and I are hosting a Crafty Spring Make-Along. And I want to thank you, because so many people I haven't checked today, so I can't tell you for sure how many finished objects are in the thread, the finished object thread. But after I posted last week, there was a whole bunch more finished objects that got posted in the thread, the finished object thread for the Crafty Spring Make-Along. And thank you so much for participating. The projects are, as ever, they're absolutely gorgeous and inspired, and I think it's amazing the things that you're out there making, and they give me such inspiration. And it's wonderful to see the talent that's in the group. I absolutely adore it. And it's really neat, because if you also post in the chatter thread, then we get a chance to chat, so I get to know some of you a bit better, which is also great. So I'm really enjoying that. So a few details about the Make-Along. It started the 1st of March. It's running until the end of May, so you still have plenty of time to get objects in. It's a crafty Make-Along, so it's anything that you can make. It could be paper crafting, painting, sewing, knitting, crocheting, rug hooking, basically whatever you want. It just needs to be of a size or a quantity that I guess it shows that you put a little bit of effort into finishing your finished object or objects to be posted in the Make-Along. And we're using the honor system, trusting that you would be able to figure out what would be considered a finished object. So we're really excited about that. I was out this week, and I'll show you in a second. I got a couple of start on prizes for the the spring Make-Along. I hosted a winter Make-Along with Sandy by the Lakeside Podcast Night. Sometimes I get the terminology confused, but this is the spring Make-Along with Barbara at Knitting I Love. And I picked up some prizes, so I'll talk about that in a second too. But before I talk about the prizes for the Crafty Spring Make-Along, I want to show you something that I acquired this past week. I had, a friend, somebody that I have gotten to know on Instagram, is from the UK, and her name is, I think it's Marja, it's Marja, and she is the owner of a new Etsy shop called Clementine Taco. It's a really cute name, and it's named after her 2 beautiful cats. I think that's a really special way of being close to your cats, and I think the name is such a cute idea. So she had posted this bag on, sorry, it took me a second to find it. She had posted this bag on Etsy, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. We have a camper van. We have a 1988 Westphalia, Volkswagen Westphalia. I would like to say it's in great condition, and it was, but it's been sitting for a number of years because we didn't have enough seats inside to house our 5-person family. Last year we purchased a seat, and my husband assures me that over the next year we will get the van up and running and using it again. I really hope so, because prior to children, this van was really our baby. It was our only vehicle for several years when we lived in Germany, certainly. And I absolutely adore our Westphalia, but I'm really into camper vans, and I'm really into caravans. And so I got this gorgeous bag from Maria. So it's a triangle knitting bag. It's got a lovely little handle right here. I tried to take pictures, and the camera's probably not going to focus on this. Get my face out of the way. There's a little teeny tiny teapot zipper pull. It's cute fabric inside. It's polka dots, and I love polka dots. And it's got her, see if you can see that. Hopefully that'll come out. Clementine Taco logo inside. It's just gorgeous. It's beautifully made. It's really cute. One of my sons wants me to make one like this, except bigger for his teddy bear, so it can be a tent for the teddy bear. So I thought that was a cute idea. And let me just give you a little close-up of this fabric, because it is just adorable with those caravans on there. I love it. And of course she included some sweets. There's a little Kinder Egg. So there's her little Clementine Taco business card. And then there's a teeny tiny mini and a chocolate in here as well. So thank you so much, Maria. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. As far as I know, M-A-R-J-A, the J is a Y sound. So if it's not, correct me. And hopefully we can still be friends. So when you get the chance, go and check out the Clementine Taco Etsy shop, because she's posting things on a regular basis, and she's just amazing. She went on a ski trip about a month ago, really hurt one of her legs. So she's in this huge, I don't know what you call it, like a splint kind of system on her leg, and she's still managing to sew and post things regularly in her Etsy shop. So I think that's really cool. So hello all the way over there in England. It's nice to meet you, and I'm sure we'll be speaking again on Instagram. Now I'll get over to the information, or not the information, I'll get over to the prizes for the Crafty Spring Make-Along. I had some fun down at one of my local yarn stores, Cast On, Cast Off. And at the end of this podcast, you're actually going to see what the inside, the outside, and the inside of Cast On, Cast Off looks like, because the lovely proprietor, Katie, let me go in and do some taping last week. And I just took a little bit of the inside of the shop and some of her yarn selections and things, because it's a really cute little shop and I just love going there. I managed to make it in Saturday for Saturday. There's usually a knitting group that participates there on Saturday. I think there's another one on Monday nights as well. I can't go during the evenings during the week though, because my boys have events on, have scouts or beavers or cubs or swimming or any variety of activities during the week, so I can't usually attend evening events during the week. But I was able to go on Saturday, and it was so much fun because I got to play with all the yarn, and I love doing that. So I'm going to dump out my big bag. I bought 5 skeins. One of them is for me, so I'll show you the one that's for me. And you've seen this before in here. This is from the Yarns of Richard DeVries. This is Oz Opal, and it is 100% merino yarn, worsted weight, superwash. And I don't know if you remember or not, but in my colorwork cowl, this is the white color, believe it or not, that's in the colorwork cowl. And I just love it. And because I had almost ran out when I did the colorwork cowl, I wanted to have some more because I have a pair of mittens that I have started knitting in this and I want to finish. So there's that one. This next one is Red Sock Blue Sock yarn, which is out of Ottawa, Ontario, I believe. I'll confirm that. I'm pretty sure it's Ottawa. Made in Canada, anyway. This is a superwash worsted, 100% superwash merino, and there are 200 yards on here. Yep, 200 yards per 115 gram skein. Machine, wash, and dry. And this particular colorway is called Shut Up and Dance. Look at that. To me, it looks like birthday confetti. And this is going to actually a present that's going to be going to a very special birthday person. And I'm going to unskein this because, you know, it was actually unskein when I bought it. Look at the colors. They're just beautiful. I really hope the camera is focusing on this and not on my face. So that's just lovely. Then, because I was in the spring mood, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I have a slew of daffodils here. Every year around this time of year, excuse me, my father-in-law is generous enough to send me 50 stems of, I think, 10, 7 or 8 daffodils each that he picks up from a farm quite near to where they live in Saniston, British Columbia on Vancouver Island, and sends it out here because at this time of year they're having spring in British Columbia and we're not. We have a snowstorm or some kind of freezing rainstorm coming over the next 24 hours. So it's lovely to get this box and to have lots of daffodils around the house, and then to give out a little ray of sunshine to a bunch of friends and to the kids' teachers. And because of this ray of sunshine, I picked up another red sock, blue sock yarn. This one is again superwash worsted, and it's called Golden Nugget. Look at that. Almost the same color as the daffodils, but certainly inspired by those daffodils. So this is going to be one of the prizes for a lucky winner for the Crafty Spring Make-Along. Now, I have 2 more, and I was very naughty. I need to get I'll have the yarn details of these. There's no tags on these particular ones. These are done by the Mineville Wool Project, which is a subsidiary company of Fleece Artist out of Nova Scotia. And I had contacted Katie this morning to get the details about the yarn, so I will give you details. These do not have colorway names. I guess I could make up names if I wanted. I'm not sure if one or both of these are going to be going in the Crafty Spring Make-Along prize pool or not, but maybe I'll let you decide and tell me which one you like best. So here is one. So we'll call this one Intense Fiery Orange or Intense Purples, or I'm not sure, but it's just a gorgeous colorway. So it's got reds and oranges in there, and on this end there's more pinks and purples. Oh, there's some blue too on that end. That's just beautiful. And this one's a little lighter, so this is more of a pink, blue, white, so definitely grays, quite a light comparison compared to the other one. So again, I will give you the details about this yarn. I believe it's superwash. It's terrible. I cannot remember the details of this. I will look it up though and put it on the screen so you have that. Other than that, that's all I have to talk to you about for my podcast this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend a few minutes with me while I natter on about this and that. And I absolutely appreciate it. I have over 300 followers now on YouTube. I wasn't expecting 1 follower on YouTube, so that's just amazing. It's really flattering to know that there are people out there that enjoy I guess listening to me and seeing what I'm working on and learning a little bit about my province, because I usually have a little bit of information or at least scenery from the province on the podcast. And I'm really pleased that the things that speak to me speak to you as well. So it's like I've got 300 kindred spirits out there. It's just wonderful. So take care. I hope you find some time this week to make something that you love, at least sit down and be a bit creative. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.